Thank you for joining me. We're going to work on a common problem today, and that's in command discrimination and in our signal exercise, where we've given that signal and the dog decides that he's not actually paying attention. He's just looking through us. He's there, his eyes are pointing at us, but he is not mentally connected to us. So that can be for many, many reasons. Stress, for perhaps poor foundation, many, many reasons. But we're going to start our tips and our training at the point that the dog has already gone through a good basic program and that they have developed the mechanics for the exercise already, and they're ready to put this into a formal, you're already trialing. And so we're going to try to address that from that point, not at the beginning part. All right, so we're going to focus on building some of the corrective things that's going to help this be a better exercise. And that is confidence in the exercise, more focused time in the exercise so that the dog doesn't disconnect mentally and just look right through you when you throw that signal at them. So hold on, I think we have some good stuff for you. This is going to be some warm-up exercises before we start doing our first tip. Good boy, good. I move in with body pressure at every exercise so that I'm reinforcing the dog to move backwards. Very good. And you may see that they get a little bit crooked, and especially if they're green, don't worry too much about that. They'll get better at it. Good. I can always put them in a chute. Good boy, good. Again, I'm just warming the dog up mechanically so that when I put him in that box, I'm not going to get poor behaviors. Wow, look at that, Good, very good, buddy, very good. Okay, so we spent a little time together, we warmed up. Now we're going to move on to tip number one. Tip number one, de-stress the position. In this video clip, you're going to see me begin to work with the puppy and build, one, de-stress the exercise, but also build time and attention. Notice how I turn my back to the dog as he's in the box waiting for instruction. That's because that is what he sees when I leave him to do the signal exercise. And that's where 9 times out of 10, they're going to begin to move, they're going to begin to stress, or you begin to get that disconnect, mental disconnect. You notice that I wait for a few seconds and then I break the dog to the toy. Again, just as creating this game so that we de-stress the dog, that there's no reason to worry if he has to stand out there all by himself. Now, obviously, you see that I am not working a great deal of distance away. I do build that time so that I can do the same exercise all the way across the ring. See how he's having to stand and wait? There I am moving, adding a bit of a distraction that way. Building that time for him to stay in the stand without any movement and without any stress, because there's a play reward that's coming. Your goal is to get him to be able to do this for a count of 10 to 15. In this clip, you're going to see me demonstrate yet another challenge. I'm going to change the position of the toy. Earlier, I had the toy with me, and at this point, I'm going to place the toy behind the puppy and place him in a stand. And as I walk out, I'll get a certain distance away, and then I will randomly break the dog. He runs to touch my hand, and I tell him that he can go back and get his toy. Again, this is a game that is designed to keep the dog's attention on your back and not worry about the environmental pressures that may be going on in the ring. Working and training the mind to fully concentrate on you, even though you are not looking at them and they only see your back. Building time, working toward that 10 to 15 seconds that he has to wait and hold that position without moving his feet, without losing mental concentration. There I go back and reward him for that effort No food, just a nice pet. Set him up. I took the toy with me this time. There's a distraction. Did he stay focused? That's the goal. These signals are a little bit quicker because I do want to randomize the time that the dog is holding those exercises. Some will be shorter, some will be longer. But what we are training today is to develop that length of time that the dog is able to stay focused and concentrating on you, even with your back to them. Yet another distraction. Turned around and throwed the toy at the dog. Now I'm going to begin to bring in a bit of a formal picture here with the added wait time. And release to the toy. What you're going to find as you begin to develop this time is that you're going to see very quickly that your dog has a built-in time factor for this exercise to be successful. After they wait the period of time that they feel like that exercise has been taught to them in, so you've been giving your exercises at 3-second intervals or 5-second intervals. After that period of time, the dog begins to worry, begins to stress because you are outside of your training time. So that's why we want to build this up to be 10 to 15 minimum. So the dog is very, very equipped mentally to be able to wait. Good. So in the clip coming up, the dog we have finished building confidence with the dog on time. The dog is able to stand 15 seconds with my back to them without moving their feet, without stressing. And when I turn and give the signal, the dog is still mentally connected to me. Now I've done all this prep work and playing in all during the time, having a lot of play involved. And I've taken it on the road. I've done this at other locations. I've done it at multiple locations so that I know for sure the dog has developed the confidence and the attention that they need to be successful in this exercise. Now I'm going to begin to add pressure to the attention and begin to put into it the formal pieces. I've placed toys on the floor. And in this clip, you're going to see a formal picture. There'll be fronts and finishes, and it'll be a much more formal picture. But yet, there will be a release to play. Nice. As we watch the puppy progress in his ability to stand and stay focused with my back to him for longer periods of time and in multiple locations, now we know that we're on the right track to being able to trial with a dog that will be able to withstand the pressure and the duration of the time that it takes you to walk across the room. When you're under stress
and it adds a great deal of time length in the mind. So what might be only a few seconds long may feel to you or to the dog like 10 or 15 minutes. So we really want to practice that longer period of time in between the signals. We've added many layers to this exercise, and I hope that you can see the value in what we've tried to accomplish.